Welcome back, everybody, to another Pittsburgh Pirates franchise video. We're in the World Series battling for the top title in all the land, and Andrew Abbott and Framber Valdez are set to square off here in Game 2. We took a big-time loss in Game 1. It was tough, but it's time to bounce back. The Pirates, always ready for battle, are squared up against Baltimore one more time, and we are now advancing in this series. It was a 5-4 loss. We attempted the comeback late. We're not able to sustain enough momentum to get there. But can we do differently here in Game 2? Your Pittsburgh Pirates are ready to start versus the Baltimore Orioles. Let's get this game going. The starter here in Game 2 for the Orioles is Framber Valdez, and he's started 4 games so far in the postseason. Through 25 innings pitched, he's been pretty good with a 3.60 ERA and a sub-1 whip, and let's see what we can do. A lefty on the mound is a unique opportunity for us, as I feel like we have a lineup that is capable of dealing damage to a lefty. We're leading off today with Joey Bart. As I switch up the lineups, it feels like almost every game, but I just kind of try to find the hot bat, the hot hand on who's been streaking well, who's been able to be effective lately, and try to see if we can just make something happen with these little incremental changes in the batting order. Big swing and a miss by Joey Bart. We'll begin Game 2 of the World Series with a strikeout for Baltimore. Nick Gonzalez in play today as we have a lefty on the mound, and he will take ball 3. The count runs full now. Brian Reynolds is on deck as the number 3 hitter today. And with a full count, Framber Valdez kicking back to deliver. And Nick Gonzalez will poke that down the third base line. And that is fair, so it's going to be a 1-out double for Gonzalez. Excellent way to begin this game for him and make the most of his limited at-bat opportunities. Brian Reynolds, though, on the good-timed swing, lifts that sinker high just before the pitcher's mound, an unproductive high out number 2. Jared Triolo batting 4th today, another chance that I'm taking. Good timing on that swing, but Gunnar is there to play it, and Valdez is out of the first inning. Taking his place on the bump for Game 2 here is Andrew Abbott, and he's only had to start 2 games so far, but through 12 2/3, he has looked incredible. A 0.71 ERA, a 0.39 whip. That is just amazing. A 2% strikeout rate. Abbott has been dealing to an incredible level of success, and he places an absolutely perfect pitch there on the outer edge to begin his game. Jorge Mateo leading off for Baltimore represents a major speed threat. He's got 98 or 99, and Horowitz not going to be able to win the foot race. Abbott not there either, and that speed, exactly what I'm talking about, will net Baltimore their very first base hit of the game. He's just so fast. If anything goes wrong or if it's not routine in any way, he's there. Yeah, 4 solid seconds for a max speed of just under 19 miles an hour to get there. Abbott's not that quick, and neither is Horowitz, so Mateo gets on base to begin the game. It's now 0-2 against Jung-Hoo Lee. Abbott delivering the 0-2 to Horowitz, and there we go. Gonzalez back to first, and we score the double play. Lee will eliminate the base threat and the speed, and now Gunnar Henderson, 0-1 against him. Good swing and a miss there. 92. That's a challenging spot, maybe just unexpected. Let's try to get him going outside. 0-2, Abbott. And that's hit to Schumann, who's able to grab it from the dirt. And we've got our own first inning done cleanly. To begin inning number 2, it is O'Neal Cruz leading off. And he will poke that. No, Gunner's able to snag it, and Cruz is not fast enough to leg that out. He's not quite near the level of Jorge Mateo, but I thought that had a chance to get through into center field, but no luck there. And now it's a full count. Jack Sawinski waiting on deck with his .340 average, but Schumann with a perfect hit. There we go, a line drive into center field. It doesn't find the gap, so it will only be a single, but we've got a very solid base hit. And now Jack Sawinski, one of the most dangerous men of the postseason, certainly on this Pirates lineup. No, though, Gunnar is going to transfer that over, and the Orioles have their own double play. Colton Cowser now batting under 200, and the count is 2-2 against him. And the curveball fools him on the timing there. Abbott with another strikeout. Wouldn't it be incredible if we could rack up a bunch of Ks with this guy, just like we did on Abbott's debut? Let's take a look at the pitch sequence. The circle change, fastball, look at everything on that edge. And then finally that big curveball. It misses a little too far in the zone for my liking, but we got him on the timing. Adley Rutschman with a 273 average will lift that into right field for Sawinski, and he's got it. Plenty to worry about now. It's always in my mind when a ball goes out to the corner there for Sawinski. We've had too many problems on routine plays with a bunch of bad reactions. The ball hits the glove and it's not brought down. I mean, it's been pretty ugly defensively out there, and it's got me thinking forward to, do we make a change in the offseason? Do we try to make a move? Do we switch positions with somebody? Is there a DH possibility? A lot of things to think about as we go into the postseason, into the offseason, And Tyler O'Neill up to bat now. It's 1-2 against him. We'll save the offseason talk for the actual offseason. Let's focus on the here and now. Abbott misses away with the curveball. 8 pitches this at-bat, most of them fouled off by O'Neill. He has been battling, doing well. 319 in the postseason. No, and no doubter on the sweeper that catches too much of the plate, and Abbott has served up Baltimore with their first run of Game 2. We will start behind the Orioles early in this one. Tyler O'Neill with his 4th home run of the postseason, 415 feet. Nearly 110 miles an hour off the bat. An absolute scorcher. And now, with the lead, or rather the tie game lost, Jordan Westberg will watch a close one for ball 3, and Abbott has run the count full one more time. Just need one more out to get out of this inning. Let's try to challenge Westberg. Yes, we got him. He watched it. High and tight on that fastball. But it's time to bounce back. We've not been able to really extend that many at-bats from Valdez. Harry Ford lifting that deep to center field, but yeah, I didn't feel like that was going to get there. Just before the warning track, it's a long and loud out number 1. Spencer Horwitz now. Good take for ball 3. Valdez has been pitching carefully. Horwitz has not been the biggest threat in the postseason. He's averaging 217 entering play today, but he's had some moments, and he'll have another one possibly. Good timing on the swing, and it goes out to nearly the exact same place, actually a few feet further, nearly to the wall on that one. So 2 long outs so far, and the lineup will turn over now for Joey Bart. And a dribbler over to Gunnar, and he's got it, which means that is out number 3. Bottom of the 3rd now, 2-2 against Ryan Mountcastle in the 8th spot. Averaging 277, a 50-50 pitch that just barely misses. Abbott even checking. You sure that was outside? Yeah, all right. Full count one more time. Seen a few too many of these now. Mountcastle will watch the sweeper miss under the zone. That's ball 4 and a rare walk for Andrew Abbott. Jackson Holliday now at the plate. 0-1 against him. A dribbler, Triolo to second base. Gonzalez back to first, but no. Jackson is just quicker, and it's a fielder's choice. Mateo comes back around now. Got to keep him off of the bases. Oh, we miss under the zone. Bart can't block it. And Jackson Holliday advances to second base. Runner in scoring position for Mateo. And this is starting to look a little troublesome. Swing and a miss, and oh no. I throw to third instead of first in an absolute buffoonery. Oh man. So a strikeout, wild pitch, and an unforced throwing error by yours truly. Amazing. So it switched the screen. I thought the strikeout was solid, and I thought Jackson was going to third base, so I threw over there trying to prevent that, and unwittingly allowed Jorge Mateo to get on to first base. It's a full count once again to Jung-Hoo Lee. And that's fouled away. Curveball. We can still get the double play, though. And Jung-Hoo Lee will foul that away again. Sweeper. Lots of deep counts here. The Orioles are doing what I like to do. And we don't get the call. So, now the bases are loaded. 2 walks allowed. And this is looking really grim. Gunnar Henderson. Of course it's Gunnar Henderson at the plate right now. 1 out only. Misses under the zone. This is not looking like vintage Andrew Abbott. This is looking like something else right now, and I'm really worried. 2-0. We're missing a lot. They're showing great discipline. Try to just get a strike here, and he'll foul that away. Wow. 11 balls and 12 strikes in this inning alone. It's looking really inconsistent. We get another foul tip on that four-seamer, and it's evened up to 2-2 against Gunnar. Abbott's stamina is about halfway down now. Misses with that circle change. Gunnar goes after it to foul it, and it's still 2-2. I gotta talk to this guy. The confidence is still mostly high, but look at that energy level. 57 pitches through 2 innings and 1 out. 2 1/3. It's 2-2. Sweeper. Fouled again. Gunnar just will not go down, and the Orioles have done a stellar job of pushing these counts. And we finally get him. A curveball at the top of the zone that he watches. And that's a strikeout for Abbott. Wow. We really, really needed that one. Let's check the ump cam. Impossible to tell where that was, other than just high in the zone. Colton Cowser now, 0-1. No, he's 0 for 1. Now the count is 0-1. Thank you very much. He's 1 for 5 in the series so far. 2 outs. Swings and misses on the circle change. Okay, maybe we're getting back into this thing. 0-2. Just one more good pitch. No! The sweeper from Colton Cowser is taken into right field. Well, from Andrew Abbott to Colton Cowser. A grand slam for Baltimore. Almost 400 feet. Cowser's second home run of the postseason. And wow, Baltimore has got to be absolutely thrilled right now, jonesing with electricity here in Camden Yards. Wow. Bottom of the third, and the Orioles have a 5-0 lead. Adley Rutschman back at the plate as we have to allow Abbott to try to get out of this inning. We just need one more out. I don't want to call in a reliever at this point. There's nobody else on the base paths. We just need an out. Just get it, man. Nope, not going to happen yet. Rutschman will get that through into left field. That's a 2-out single. Yeah, okay. This is the time where we got to do it. I'm sick of waiting around. We've already lost 5 runs. Abbott goes down, and we're going to call in Carson Fulmer. He has not looked very good through his 3 1/3 innings with a 21.60 ERA. But what else can we do? I cannot burn one of our elite arms right now as we're down by 5 with so much of this game left to play. And, of course, Tyler O'Neill on the very first pitch that he sees will bring that into left field. I can't even call it right. Unreal, man. Tyler O'Neill, for the second time today, launches one over the wall. And there's just no stop to this right now. It feels like Baltimore is playing on rookie, and I'm playing on Hall of Fame. This is unbelievable. I thought that Game 1 felt a little demoralizing, but now, 7-0. 2 outs still. Finally, Jordan Westberg lifts that to left field for Brian Reynolds, and we are mercifully taken out of the third inning. Yikes.com. Ugh. Top of the fourth, 1-2 against Gonzalez. A weak dribbler goes past Valdez and is played by second base, and that's out number 1. Really just utterly deflating is how that feels now. We've gotten some really good timed swings, some balls that really launch and look exciting at first off of the bat, and they just peter out and they can't quite get there. Some home run balls and maybe a couple other stadiums, but as of right now, we're just getting longer outs. And that'll end our offense there in the top of the fourth. Bottom now, and Schumann's able to spear that off of Mountcastle's hit, and Fulmer has his first out quickly. 0-2 on Jackson Holiday now, as we just try to salvage a little bit of dignity maybe in this game too. To lose by 7-0, and oh, can we get him? Yes, we can! Excellent throw, and an even better pick maybe. Wow, I don't know who did better at that one, but let's take another look through StatCast. So, dribbler to third, the run, leaping throw, and almost a full split. About to sacrifice some knees or maybe a groin tear there. 134 feet away, and he leaps, throws it in the air like a poster. Just incredible agility and finesse there at third base. The defensive value of Schumann on third, Montgomery on shortstop has been really, really helpful for us. Swing and a miss by Mateo. It's a full count now as Baltimore has turned their lineup over for the third time already. Mateo racing to first base to Fulmer, and we don't get him again. The second time that Mateo has reached base on a hit like that, and the third time based on some type of, I don't even know what to call it. Is it just luck? Is that what it is? He was even a little slower this time, 4.1 seconds, but we just cannot get this guy off of the bases. And it's the worst guy to have on the base. Swing and a miss, though, and he goes down to end the fourth, and we'll move into the middle innings. Wow. You know, I really... It's funny thinking about the mentality here. As O'Neal Cruz lifts that deep into center field, it's going back, and he reaches up and grabs it. Of course he does. Why not? Anyways, it's funny thinking of the mentality of going into the postseason in year two, how unexpected that was, and Schumann to right field, and they get that as well. I'm just going to continue the thought because I don't have anything going my way so far. But, you know, I talked about pretty extensively about how little I expected this to happen to get to the postseason. I thought a wild card would be kind of out of the question, but very, very low odds, right? If you saw the matchmaker odds at the beginning of the year, you would say, no, absolutely not, no way. Even at the halfway point in the year, I don't think so. So we finally managed to scrape through. We get into the postseason by the skin of our teeth, and then we make it through the wild card. And I'm like, okay, there we go. Let's challenge for the division then. You know, like it would be cool if we got to the postseason at all. We did it. I was happy. And then I'm like, you know, whatever else happens from here, I said was just extra icing on the cake. You know, just the cherry on top to be able to say, hey, you know what? We exceeded our expectations. We got to the postseason. Really, really cool. If we lose, I kind of expect that because I didn't expect to be here. And that's fine. But the mentality shifts once you start having success. And that is the ugly side of the fandom when you have hope. And, bumbled a little bit. Harry Ford is, I don't know. That looked really close. Okay, good. Yeah, okay. That was close enough that I hope that we do get the challenge. We do, indeed. And let's take a look at the replay. The thrower to first, and, he's safe. He's clear as day safe. Umpire, what are you looking at? You were caught napping, my dude. Yeah, he's there a full half step before that ball manages to land in the glove, and that's going to be safe. So anyways, like I said, the mentality shifts along with the expectations because it's no longer, hey, I'm just grateful to be here. It's, you know what? We've played well enough to deserve to be here. Obviously we have, and the call was overturned. Thank you. So obviously we have because we had to go up against some very tough teams. We had to run through a gauntlet to get here to the World Series, and rightfully so. It's the biggest challenge, but also the biggest measure of success and adaptability and consistency. Can your guys play better than the best teams in the world, the best teams in the divisions? You know, like it's a long shot to get here at all, you know, almost for any team, minus, you know, the juggernauts every year. But for a team like Pittsburgh, you know, you've got to prove yourself every step of the way. And Gonzalez will poke that into right center field, and that will bring in our first run. Can't quite complete the thought there, but we've got a run, and that's at least exciting. There's men on the corners now with one out for Brian Reynolds. And no, Gunner's going to be able to grab that. 2 down. So, anyways, the long story long of what I'm trying to say, basically, is that I felt that after the Diamondback series, that was going to be it. Then we managed to beat the Phillies, and I'm like, okay, this is really it now. I don't think we're beating the Dodgers with this team. And then, all of a sudden, we were never behind the Dodgers. We led the series, or we were tied up in this series. We won Game 1, lost Game 2. We won Game 3, won Game 4, lost Game 5. Eliminated them in 6. So, it was an incredible series for us all told, but I never expected us to actually win that series. I fully, 99.99%, expected us to lose the series against the Dodgers. I would say I probably was like 80% that we were going to lose to the Phillies. So then after going toe-to-toe with some of the biggest and best teams in this game, now we're here. And we're facing Baltimore, who on paper looks less intimidating than either the Phillies or the Dodgers. But look what's happening. They won game 1, I would say pretty handily, minus the late game attempted comeback that we tried. It didn't ultimately work out for us. But Baltimore does not look as scary. With their pitching rotation, their relievers, the lineup, the entire team, top to bottom, is less intimidating than the Dodgers or the Phillies. But here they are, dominating us right now. 7-1 in Game 2 of the World Series. I mean, that's baseball, and that's the beauty of it, but it's also part of what's so challenging about it. When you have these teams, and you look, and it seems like you can have your miracle moment. You know what I mean? When we won Game 6, that felt like our miracle moment. But it's not the end of the journey. We've got one more series to go. And here we are, nearing the end of Game 2, and it's looking uglier than ever. I talked in one of the series, I don't remember if it was the Phillies or the Dodgers, I think it was the Phillies though, to where I used the phrase fraud check. And what I meant by that was when you achieve a level of success that you don't feel is deserved, there's this like imposter syndrome, and hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about, and I'm not just like spewing all of this nonsense out, and you guys are like, what are you talking about, Baker? This is baseball. Like, you're describing the game exactly in so many words. It's taking you 6 minutes to just be like, yeah, baseball's weird. But anyways, you know, I talked about a fraud check moment and what I felt was going to happen there, and that's why I think it's the Phillies series that I'm referencing, because making it through a 3-game series absolutely can be done. Any team can beat any other team within 3 games. It can happen because baseball is weird like that. You never know what's going to happen, how the guys do day to day. But to consistently, the Orioles are going to make their first change here, and they're going to bring in Ryan Stanek. He's been bad, but they don't really need anybody good right now with a huge lead. So anyways, I felt like that Philly series was going to give us our wall that we were not going to be able to get past. And it feels rather like that was delayed, and we're getting to it now. The Baltimore Orioles are absolutely smashing us right now, and it's really tough to stay positive and hopeful when you're losing by this much, and now we're looking at going down for the first 2 games. We could be eliminated in 4. It is possible. It's happened plenty of times, and it's going to take everything that we've got to make a comeback in this series, let alone this game. Still down by 6 here in the bottom of the 8th, and now Rutschman will lift that into center field, and that's a leadoff single. So Moretta gives up a hit, just like so many others have done, and it's just, oh, okay, yeah, Tyler O'Neill, his 3rd home run of the game. Just, I'm going to hit this guy. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. That's an intrusive thought. I don't want to do that. But Tyler O'Neill hits his 3rd home run of this game. Farther than ever at 456 feet. And yeah, that's going to be the nail in the coffin. Another 2-run blast. Baltimore even further outside of reach. 9-1. Jordan Westberg and Horwitz can't get that either. Again, maybe it's luck. I don't know. Maybe Baltimore has been due for it. We looked at some of the scores in their series that they've had to get to this point. And Sawinski to right field. Finally, we get one. Yeah. Anyways, it's tough. Hopefully some of what I've said has made sense and you guys understand. And the throw to second, Bart will not get it in time. Just more things not going our way. It's a series of unfortunate events. That's what we're watching. And I don't want to bring anybody else in. I feel like I had touched on the thought briefly of like, I don't want an elite guy here in the 3rd, 4th, 5th inning or whatever because I don't want to burn their energy and not be able to use them. This is a blowout. So I'm going to use the guys that I'm less confident and comfortable in because I don't want to waste our good ones when we might actually need them. Right now we don't. We're down by 8. It's the top of the 9th. We've got 3 outs to go. Almost no team has ever done this, and I just don't think it's going to be us right now. And that's not being negative. That's being realistic. But Brian Reynolds, wow, okay. Take that one deep to right field, sir. 389 feet. Baltimore fans are going to boo us. I don't know why. Your team is absolutely destroying us right now, but Brian Reynolds says, you know what? I'd like one more. And he'll take that deep to right field for 389 feet. And it's 9-2 now here in the top of the 9th inning. And that'll scare Baltimore into bringing in a new pitcher. It is Cionel Perez, who has only been used for 4 outs here in the postseason through 2 different games. It's 0-1 against Jared Triolo. And we get good timing there, but he's underneath that slider, and that is out number 1. Perez only needs 2 more to close this game out with the expected conclusion of a Baltimore win. O'Neal Cruz, yeah, just early on the timing. Scorcher, 102 off the bat, out. 1-2 against Schumann. And that is not hit very well. The curveball to right field, and it's official. 9-2 is how this game is going to go, as Baltimore has started this series off in the best way they possibly could. 2 convincing wins, and it's going to be tough to bounce back. We have a day off to reset, recalibrate, as we're down 2-0, and we've got a 3-game home stretch coming up. I think that if anything's going to happen, it's got to be at home, and this is the time. We are running out of it very quickly, but Shane Baz is going to take the mound for us versus Grayson Rodriguez in Game 3, and we'll see what happens soon. Thanks for watching, you guys. Catch you on the next one.